This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Hi everyone, Natalie's got to finish eating her nuts from the Aldi snack stand.
It's not, it's cheese and crackers, Nathan.
Oh,
Cheese and crackers.
Get it right.
Everyone's about the cheese and crackers.
But you know what, and people love this, but for me, this is too fancy a cracker. For me.
Yeah, I do like those crackers,
They're
Nate, but
very
I
hard
understand.
and hard and an angry cracker. Talking about that, hey Harry.
I like no substance in my crackers.
You
Like,
just want a Jats or a plain
yeah, just a filler.
This is
water.
Harry Fitzgerald,
It's
of course.
a-
Kick
You're
it
a
forward.
boring white male.
No, it's for me. It's a vessel for the dip.
Sean, this has got. Smell it. What's it got in there? Smell it. This is a cracker. Put some cheese.
Yeah, what is it?
Some fruit in there, Sean. Oh. And what do you think about fruit and crackers?
Nah.
Oh, what about fruit and cakes?
Oh. Hey,
Don't get me started, Harry.
Don't
Oh, the
even
overly exotic fruit
Sean
of
likes
apple.
banana bread without banana.
100%, Nate. I'm 100%.
Anyway, Harry Fitzgerald, special guest today.
Hey, Haz, good to see you back in
Old
the team.
friend.
Great to see you
What
guys.
was your favourite thing in the show? Because you would have listened to the whole thing preparing yourself for the morning.
Yeah, of course. I think I've actually haven't missed a show since I left
Really?
to Melbourne. Yeah, I tune in and podcast every day.
Yeah, sure.
I tune in live too.
That's when the hostage gets free and still wears the clothes that the person picked out for them, even though they're in jail. That's the whole thing. Stockholm. Look it up.
So your favourite thing was obviously our hard-hitting interview with Harry Fitzgerald.
No,
Let's kick
actually,
it
he
forward.
preferred the one on Triple M that you can hear with Katie Lamb and Xavier.
That was a good
in
one.
prime time.
That was a good one. It was a good one.
What about
Harry.
using food as a weapon? What about that?
Oh, that was crazy, actually. In the last quarter, I've actually almost forgot how to win it.
You would know, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well,
would
you
know
win
how.
the last quarter.
Hey, Harry, we talked about facing your nemesis as well, because a couple of, cooking stars are going to go head-to-head at
An awards night.
Yeah.
How old are you now, Harry?
32.
You should have collected a nemesis by now.
Well,
is it?
Sammy Trusso on the buttons here announced him as my nemesis, apparently.
No, I think you two are a friendly nemesis.
But you don't consider him a
Sam.
nemesis.
Well, I
No,
was
not at all.
I've been confronted by him walking in face to face. I nearly did what Nat did and just went, I don't like you.
It's only because you see the love we have for Harry, and you're going, I want that much
Yeah.
that amount. But you know what you like? You know when you see like a little dog with like 3 legs and like a
No.
weird face. We love him like that.
I'm jealous you still talk to your ex. That's what
So yeah, it's going to be a great time, and even better because kick it forward. The star.
What's not to
Josh
love?
Garlop, the star.
Thank you so much, Nathan. It's about time that was
Not even
recognised
Georgia.
properly.
This is Nathan, Nat and Sean. On Nova. 937. 3, 2, 1, go.
What's going on, Sean?
4 parts.
Mike's going on.
Nathan and Sean.
The biggest
Morning.
warning of this
Yeah, that's-
show is Mike's going on.
You want to hear a panicked man, listen to Sam occasionally yelling, Mike's going on.
I've got like one job and that is it. No swear words.
One
there.
job.
It's only that apparently it's so obscene that when you can't hear us and the music's on, how kind we are, they say.
Yeah.
It's the kind things we say
Yeah.
about others, and it
makes
it's-
everybody else
it's a
look
bit
bad and it's not
sickening,
right.
And it's like, so we don't want to give you that version of us.
Too much sugar at breakfast.
Most
But
definitely is.
That's what they say.
That's exactly
Put
what they
sugar on
say.
you, put sugar on your wheat bix.
I used to all the time.
Then
Yeah.
I could consume them. That'd be
I
like-
used to-
like
what
a
else?
ton of sugar.
Cornflakes?
Cornflakes, yeah, that's a sugar
that's already
coated.
got
That's
sugar.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I know, but I'll put sugar on my cornflakes. If I put Cocoa Pops, I used to put sugar on my Cocoa Pops. That is
Jesus.
That's how I'd step into another dimension.
ya?
Because I'm like,
Oh, you
How
would
is
do,
your
sure.
diabetes coming
yeah,
along?
no, yeah. Back in the day, we didn't know. It was like sugar. It was like, woo.
What was the biggest treat in terms of cereal for you in your house? I'll start with you, Nat.
Oh, well, there was none. There was no treat. Wait, there was no treat. There was Wheat Bix
What a life you led.
or there was porridge. That's it. There was
That's it.
nothing else.
Okay, what about you, Nate?
Well, Wheat Bix was always in the house, and cornflakes were always in the house. So that to us was the canned spaghetti and canned baked beans of that world.
Okay.
That was your
Special
What was
baseline.
the treat? Special
Special
time.
times was, of course, Cocoa Pops because they're just like a chocolate milkshake, only crunchy.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And Sean, I'm pretty sure what sent me on the trajectory of my life now, and that is it's Fruit Loops. It's just a bowl of gay.
Well, I'll jump
not
into the
wrong.
bowl of gay because Fruit Loops
Well,
was
mate,
the
you go to
next
the court
level.
more than me, so I think you had to be a fair share.
There's Fruit Loops in the building. Do you want some?
There are Fruit Loops
No,
in the
I can't,
building.
I can't.
I used to,
Can't go
but
back
you know
there.
what the thing about Fruit Loops are? They're just as good dry.
They are.
And
They're
just like eating,
unbelievable.
let's go get some and see if we've changed our taste of
You know what I
change.
used to be? You know how this feed us, and Marlene used to come in here and she'd just feed us all the time.
Did you hear that, Mum? Used to.
Used to.
It's been so long.
Past
But that's
10.
what I used to do at our house every now and then. Particularly when we were on holidays, if we're down south, I'd go and buy fruit.
Oh, so you
just
could
to see the
eat
kids
as well?
watch them.
No,
No,
but
I wouldn't
no?
eat them.
Okay.
I'd just sit
Oh,
there
you're
and watch
feeding
them.
others.
Well, Sean, I'm going to go get some Fruit Loops and let's see if our tastes have changed or we still have the taste
gonna
of
do it.
8-year-old boys. Of
might want-
8-year-old boys. Of 8-year-old boys. I say clearly.
Oh, my God.
I think there's a phrasing issue there.
I popped down to the breakfast bar and I found the Fruit Loops. So we were talking about cereals.
Yeah,
I mean, the downside is that I think they've been there. So the one person that eats them has come back from mat leave
Yeah, so they've been there the whole time.
yesterday. So, yeah.
And you know what? They're
No
probably
one
as
ate
fresh as
them
the
at
day
that
that
time.
they're open, to be honest.
I mean, the good news is they don't perish.
Yeah. So the thing about them was they were not just a treat with milk, but they're also a treat without milk. And
Of
then,
course, of
and
course.
you get in trouble if they're caught. If you're caught
100%.
eating dried Fruit Loops, you're in trouble. So,
But also, you and your household, milk was for tea. So
milk was a tea. So
would-
You would have been.
I was dry.
You would have been
dry
beaten to an
cereal.
inch of its life.
Thank you so much.
No worries.
the smell of them is so.
It's so-
they smell like lollies.
so-
I would wear this as a cologne.
That's a lolly smell.
That is so... Okay, ready? This is gone.
I'm going the red one to get the
Oh.
red food colouring as well.
Oh,
see
this
what
takes
happens.
me back.
Oh, this is delicious.
Oh, they're not over fresh, are they?
Yeah,
Even
It's
stale?
a little bit stale.
But even stale? What do you think?
Nah,
Not too
stale.
bad. I'm more of a dried Nutri-Grain kind of gal.
Nutrigrain is sweeter than this. And that's for Iron Man.
That's not for me.
Yeah.
That's why I got big muscles.
These are good.
It is like eating lollies.
Yeah.
Yeah, crunchy lollies.
Do yourself a favour.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't get the stale ones.
And to be honest, as an adult now, and tasting what I'm tasting right now, you shouldn't buy these for your kids.
No.
If you want them to live past 20, you
Look
shouldn't
at
buy
that
these.
colouring. That yellow, that's not normal. That is not normal.
This is the Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
Stay out. Feel the fever this Suncorp Super Netball season and join the Green Army. Get your West Coast Fever tickets at Ticketek now.
West Coast Fever are on a roll too. Won their last 2 games. They're taking on the Melbourne Mavericks this Saturday at RAC Arena. Now, I can't make it to the game. I've got a very good friend's birthday party. But don't worry, I've subbed in Sam Trusso.
The super sub.
Excited, hoping to bring some good luck. I mean, they're already winning, which is
No,
good.
but every
hopefully-
little bit of good luck helps, Sam.
Sam, are you
Sorry,
that type of guy who comes off the bench and goes hard?
Oh, as
he
in
is.
playing.
Yeah.
As in any situation.
Yeah. I mean, if they Fever need me off the bench to go hard, I played GD back in the uni days. But no, yeah, I'll have a beer. It'll be a good day, I reckon.
Right, and that's... Oh, sorry, Sam's going to be there, of course. You just heard from him. You, if you win today, will be a part of the pre-game hospitality. There's courtside drinks, and we want you to join Sam.
Okay.
Well said. We got 2 box tickets up for grabs right now. Zoe is throwing her hat into the ring. Good morning, Zoe.
Good morning.
Are you a netball player from way back, Zoe?
Oh gosh, yes.
Just in case the Fever needs someone to come off the bench and Sam's not eligible.
What did you play?
Yeah, what position were you?
GA, DK, bit of both.
Oh, you can
Yeah,
swing
DK.
either way. Yeah.
Yeah, yep.
DK.
No,
DK Lily, yeah.
GK. Goalkeeper.
It's got a bit of
Goal
height
attack
about her.
or goalkeeper.
Wow. But how tall are you?
not
She can
bad.
attack
How tall
or
are you?
defend.
How tall are you?
Oh, me, about 170, so not
Yeah.
the tallest.
Yeah, right.
No.
Okay.
But, you know, that's all that stopped you from a glittering netball career.
No doubt, no.
Zoe, you're up against Lisa from Waikiki. Morning, Lise.
Good morning.
Have
Hi,
you got a bit
Lisa.
of netball history?
Yes, I've played netball all my life. Can't play it now because of my knee, but my girls play it. My 2 daughters play.
Was your knee a netball injury or a life injury?
Too much netball.
Yeah,
much
just
netball,
wear and tear over the years rather than one
Feel you,
blowout.
mate.
Yeah.
What position did you play, Lisa?
Centre and wing attack.
Oh, yeah, she's zippy centre
Good
court
times.
player.
I went out with a baller.
I remember.
He played
right.
centre.
Here's what's going to happen. We have a giant dice. We're going to toss that dice. Whatever, each face of the dice corresponds to a different question. We roll up the dice. We ask you that question. If you know the answer, buzz in with your name. You get it right, you take a point. If you get it wrong, we'll throw again.
Yep.
Now, if we throw the same number, it'll be the same question. So be on your toes, okay? Let's test your buzzers, Zoe.
Zoe.
Lisa.
Lisa.
They're working, guys. It's rolling time. We have rolled up number two.
Which Australian city is nicknamed the City of Churches?
Lisa.
Adelaide.
Yes, Lisa's on the board, everybody.
All right.
What have we rolled up next?
6. Here we go. What's the name of the famous music festival held in the California desert?
Zoe.
Coachella.
Yes, it's tied up at 1-1. We've rolled up number 1. What do you call a baby goat? Zoe.
Lisa.
A kid is right.
Or whatever it was named.
That's true.
Peter the kid.
Yes. Zoe leads 2-1.
All right.
We've rolled up number 2.
Which Australian city is nicknamed the City of Churches?
Zoe.
Adelaide.
Yes.
Adelaide, correct.
Zoe's on the brink of victory, everybody. She leads 3-1. If she gets 4, she wins.
Okay, we've rolled up number 3. Which Marvel character turns big, green, and angry when provoked?
Zoe for the win.
The Hulk.
The Hulk!
It is the Hulk.
The Hulk. Hey, Zoe, you've won 2 box tickets to watch the West Coast Fever versus the Melbourne Mavericks this Saturday. It's normally my box. This week it's going to be Sam's box. He's going to look after you.
Awesome. Thank you so
Well
much.
played, everybody.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Might have been seeing this story lately. A couple of social media stars in the cooking world are going head-to-head at the moment, and it's to do with Nagi Maharshi, who's the Recipe Tin Eats lady.
My dad's obsessed with her.
So she...
Me too. Natalie put her into my life.
Yeah.
My dad
You put her
buys
into
her
my life.
books, and I said, well, don't buy a book, it's online.
No, but she puts recipes in her books that she doesn't put
Yeah,
online.
but he doesn't cook
So-
the ones that he's buying in the book. So I said,
But
don't cook
also-
the ones you get online for free.
Also, if a content creator is making a lot of free content, it is nice to support them and buy their book.
Yeah, that's true.
If you're able to.
So another lady on the East Coast by the name of Brooke Bellamy, she's got her own following these days, and she's got her own book out, as has Nagi. And it's
Brookie's Bakehouse.
Yeah,
yes.
Brookie's Bakehouse. And there's talk at the moment, and it's brought up by Nagi because it's been brought to her attention that Brooke has basically plagiarised her caramel slice secrets.
And there's another recipe as well. So
Yeah,
there were
there's
2. The
something else.
baklava was the other one.
Baklava,
and then there were other
I can't
people
do a
involved.
baklava, but caramel slice,
A lot of
yes.
people's recipes are very similar. So is there a contentious recipe? Is there a contentious ingredient that you go, no, that only came from her?
Okay, so no. So that because they're fairly standard.
Yeah.
But I've seen them side by side. So Nagi posted them side by side. It's the wording of so the measurements are to the gram exactly
badly
the
plagiarised. They
same.
haven't changed enough.
Allegedly. And then the recipe method is very similar, like almost word for word. Now, if you were separately going away and making, because Nagi tests all of her recipes extensively. So she's like, I want to make a caramel slice. How would I do that? She goes away and she comes up, she tests it. No, I don't like that version. She goes away.
Brooke doesn't have to do that. She's got Nagi.
That's right.
Oh, yeah,
And then so to get exactly the same to the gram of everything would be unlikely. Like you might make a slightly bigger batch or a slightly smaller batch, but also the way that you do it, you wouldn't use exactly the same words.
You wouldn't. And you know what you do? I mean, obviously, this is how I do it, right? So once you highlighted Nagi's recipe and you're going to use that, because that's what I would do, right? And you're plagiarising it in your own book, then you just change a couple of words because that's stupid.
She
and that's
changed
what you
a
do.
couple of words, but only a couple of words.
Well, you
and
know,
not the important ones. Yeah.
That's how you get away with it, everyone.
Yeah, there is a bit of like a contention there, and I see the issue. I really do. But my mother has an issue as well. Apparently, in her books is Marlene's Bacon Savoury. So Nagi says it's her recipe.
Nuggy, yeah. There's other people as well. So she's alleging that Bill Granger, who's passed away, that one of his recipes has been copied. And there's another baker from America whose recipe is very similar to one. And it's a vanilla cake. You go, that's very, very similar. But she uses buttermilk or something when normally you wouldn't use that.
I thought bakers were chill. I watch Great Aussie Bake Off and they're all just having fun in a tent and they're all like, there's no bad words
That's
said.
for
And
TV. You know what happens behind the scenes?
So you reckon they're real assholes?
Oh, they're going at each other
It's
left,
like
right, and
the
centre.
dirty world of baking.
Yeah. The issue with these two is that they're going to a book awards night, this whole gala thing that's taking place this week on the East Coast.
They've got to face off.
And they're going to have to face off.
What
They're
if
going to be walking down the red carpet.
What if they wear the exact same outfit?
Oh, yeah, this would be
It's so funny. Like to the gram.
Same shoes, same nail polish colour,
They're hating
everything.
each other at the moment. They
be
hate each
fair,
other. Nagi's put a thing out now.
Nagy had
she
come
said
to the
stop
defence of
hating on
Brooke.
Brooke.
Yeah, because they're
Because
both
Nagi's the
trolling.
more established one, obviously, yes?
Yes.
Okay, Nagi's, so she doesn't be seen as the giant, beating down the new person that's tipping at her heels.
Well, everyone on
That's well
social
played.
media
That's well
starts
played.
laying the
Laying the
boots
slipper in.
But they're going to have to face
Everyone,
each
you know
other.
what?
It's going to be so awkward.
Anyway, the people that are laying the boots in, chill out.
It's not life
It's
or death.
flour.
Nobody's going to die over this. You
But you know what? It is, if you know...
There's a principle at stake, but no one's going to die.
to know you're going somewhere where there's someone that you hate.
Yes.
And this person has
you're
really
forced-
wronged you.
You're
Yes.
forced into the same room with them.
And the thing is,
And everybody's watching to see what your reaction is.
Would you rather know or would you rather be surprised?
I'd rather know. I think you have to
Yes.
build yourself up.
I'd rather
Because
be
if you-
surprised.
If you would you if
Because
you
the
were walking
anxiety
into
of
a
going
room
to it would be
and
too
you saw
much.
your
No.
ex who's left you,
Nemesis?
for example, and's got a new partner,
to
and
the
you
point-
just walk in,
Sean.
you shit yourself.
To the point where you've walked into the room and you're just both there and both of you don't know, and then suddenly you hear the crowd go, and then we turn around and see each other. Then you know what? It's your body's decision what happens next. That's what I like about it. It's either it's gonna fight or flight.
Yeah.
And you know what? You just surrender yourself to your subconscious and just let what happens happen.
No, I think
heart would go,
forearmed
wouldn't
is
it?
forewarned.
That's for
Forewarned
me.
is forearmed.
Yeah, no, fair call.
Yeah.
So you'd be for
I would rather know going
rather know.
in
Would you
because then you
practice the
can
scenario?
steel yourself against it. You know what I mean? And you can purposely kind of avoid them. Like you're looking out for them in the room, and you're like, okay, they're by the bar. I'm going to go over that way. I'll stand by the toilets for a while. You
That's
know?
true. Yeah, it's always by the toilets
Avoidance.
or the bar. Well, we want to ask you if this has happened to you. You've run into a nemesis of
Yes.
yours. It might be in a workplace. You've joined another business. Like, oh my
Yeah.
god, I
the
hate this
person that fired you, for
Yeah,
example.
the person who stole your partner.
Yeah. Oh, that's
God
a good
damn
one.
you.
You're so
Yeah.
lovely.
Thanks.
Do you have a nemesis?
She does, definitely.
No, I don't.
You haven't
Anybody
got-
know?
you
Kind
have to have
maybe a
collected
secret
one by
nemesis.
now.
I don't know.
So nobody that if you were suddenly thrown in the same room, like a boss that's fired you, anything like that, no one's fired you, have they? No, because you're perfect.
Do you have a nemesis, Sean?
Kind of wish I
Out of
did.
your whole football career, did you have a nemesis?
Oh no, I remember. I had that real showing with Chris Connolly.
But do
who
you
was
hate
the coach.
him still? Yeah.
Yeah, but I saw him. We walked into it was one of those outlet shops in Melbourne, and I
Yeah.
saw him, and I was like, "All right, I'm facing him."
And what'd you do?
And then he
then
saw me,
he saw you,
and he
goes,
walked
he ran
away.
away.
He saw
Oh,
you, Sean.
no.
He saw you,
You
Sean.
didn't
He
get
goes, I'll
my
take these in the 36, thanks. Nothing to do with nemesis. Do you have a nemesis?
I once bumped into a former boss of ours.
Yeah. Oh, that
You know the one I'm talking
Yeah,
about? At a
okay.
birthday party. So I'd gone over to Melbourne for this birthday party, and he's standing by the door
good.
as I
Believe.
walked in. And so he was just having a cigarette on the veranda, and I'm like, oh, and then I just blurted out, I never liked you,
That's
and went
great.
inside.
Yeah.
Well, is that? See, that's what
Good
Nathan's
on
talking
you.
about. Your
Yeah.
body just.
That's your body. Your body did it.
Good
Now,
on
if
it.
you knew that was happening, my nemesis is the guy that worked at Sumo Salad and Karrinyup. He doesn't work there anymore, but
What's
I
the
remember
story
his
behind
face.
that?
He just everyone else would get their salads.
Didn't give him enough
So
salad.
people would go and put their salads in right, and they would hacking them in,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
he would come and he would just scatter leaves, and mine was so empty and airy, and I'd go and he'd wait for me, and then he'd manoeuvre, and I'm like,
What did you do to him?
nothing. He just gave me no salad, and I know his face. I've seen him one day.
He'll sweep the league.
you
If he sees
scared?
him again, he'll sweep the
Yeah.
league.
He practiced what I
Clearly
did.
not over it.
You've been forced to see your nemesis. Hit us up, Ashes in Balladura. Hello.
Good morning. First time caller, long time listener.
Good work, Ash. Welcome aboard. Okay, have you had to be in the same room as your arch nemesis?
Well, I wouldn't put him as an arch nemesis, but it wasn't someone who I enjoyed being around.
Yeah.
All right, now tell us your Sean story.
All right. Okay, so I won't mention the names of the places just out of respect to them, but I used to work for a restaurant,
Yep.
and I had an offsider who was a bit of a player,
Okay.
bit of a clown.
Oh.
Couldn't seem to get the head straight, so unfortunately I had to let him go.
Yeah.
And then a couple of years later, I went to another restaurant where I was told I was getting another offsider.
No, it wasn't him again.
Who was this fantastic guy. He was super enthusiastic. He worked many, many places, worked overseas.
Yes.
And then they said, would you like to come and meet this man?
Yes.
So I was like, not a problem.
course you would.
And I came around the corner and this guy was all happy, laughy. And the next thing he saw me and I said, well,
We meet again.
We meet.
So, Ash, had he learnt...
And I put my hand out to shake his hand and say, how have you been? And he just said, I'm sorry for wasting your time, and just walked away.
He wouldn't work with
So
you.
here's the deal.
He didn't want to because he knew what he'd done previously was not acceptable.
Because when you're younger,
Yes.
you can stuff up and you might not take your job seriously. That suggests to me that he hadn't grown.
No.
Because you were going to call him out on the
He's
same
the one
bullshit.
who pulled out on it, yeah.
Wow.
But
The funny
Ash,
thing was, he was actually older than me.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter.
Ash, the way you described it sounded like you were going to work
Give
with
him the benefit of the doubt.
But he
yeah.
was the one
I
who...
was going to give him...
That's pretty poor,
well,
isn't it?
That's when
time
you know you're
change
bad.
and people change over time.
Yeah, when you know that you can't put it on Sean. when you know that he'll know within 2 seconds that I'm the same person. It's really interesting, isn't it? We should talk about it one day, the people that you've been paired with work.
Yeah.
Because especially when you're doing a work partnership, think about police.
Yeah.
These people that get your lives in your hand, you might be partnered with someone you cannot
Yeah, that's
stand.
right.
And
That's
it's the thing. We'll talk about
Yeah.
that.
Thanks, Ash. Adam's in South Freo. Hello.
Hey, guys, how you going?
Good.
Great, Adam. Have you been forced into the same room with a nemesis?
Can I firstly say, welcome back, Nathan. We really miss you.
Oh, thanks, mate.
That's nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It'd be good if the show was in the Arvo, but...
Love hearing your sister voice. It's great.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Thanks so much.
Anyway, so when I got married, I had this unfortunate kind of scenario to try and play out where I had two best mates who hadn't talked for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
So I had to make the phone call to both of them saying, hey, you're my best man for my wedding.
Yeah.
But you're sharing the role with a so-and-so.
Oh.
So
So you forced two guys who did not get along to be groomsmen at the same
Which
time,
is
so
really
standing next
interesting.
to one another.
Because what they should do if they're adults is they should surrender
Yes.
their own bullcrap and then do it for you.
Yeah. It was quite awkward when we had the speeches side by side. And, that was,
So wait, was it cathartic? Did it heal anything between them? Or they were forced together and then they just took off again? They were complaining the whole way?
Yeah, a bit like that. But then they became mates again, and then more problems occurred, and then they weren't.
Some people aren't meant to be friends.
No, that's right.
You know what I
No,
mean?
that's true.
And they gave it a good
Can't
try.
like
And
everyone.
then you forced them together and that was awkward. That was fun. Why not? You know what I mean? That was a bit of fun.
Way to make a
You got a
lovely
story on the radio.
occasion super awkward. Thanks, Adam. Rebecca's in Hillary's. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Great, Beck. When were you forced into the same room with your nemesis?
So I broke up with my ex-husband like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And then only literally maybe 2 months ago, I had to go to a 3-day PD, like professional development training.
Yes.
There was maybe like 8 people in this training
Small
session.
group.
So I'm in this room and participating in the training. This lady walked in who was my ex-best friend that I lost in a divorce. So it was really awkward.
Okay, so let's talk about the losing in the divorce. Did she just pack up and not talk to you? What was
She
the
took
deal?
your husband's side, obviously.
What happened?
Well, her and I were really good friends.
Yes.
So my ex-husband wasn't really friends with them.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened, but when we split up, she would invite my husband over with my children as well. We had 2 custody.
Just not you.
To Friday night football, but wouldn't invite me.
To Friday night.
That is sticking a flag in a camp. Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't spoken to her or seen her for
Of course
years.
not, mate.
And then I'm in this little room and she walked in and the worst thing is I don't have a poker face. So God knows what happened there.
You know, okay, so you know the poker face. You're doing the eyes wide open emoji, sort of thing. What happened next?
Well, I didn't say anything at first, and then when she turned around, she saw me. I'd been, oh hi, but then also obviously because it was 3 days, she kept bringing up stories about like her husband and stuff, and I know inadvertently my face would have been like distorted to some extent.
But it's also, why are you telling me this crap now? You didn't want to be part of my life now. I know we've got 3 days together, but let's just drop the niceties is what you wanted to say, isn't it?
Also, 3 whole days.
Oh, God. But through 3 days, you could probably forge a new friendship.
Or
if
not.
you weren't still angry.
Yeah. Well, your face is saying otherwise.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Thanks, everybody.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast. Last quarter.
Spend more time doing you things, like cheering Freo from the Bankwest Best Seats.
Here we go. Time for a round of last quarter.
Absolutely. 4 questions, 4 quarters. Last man standing wins.
5 people, 4 quarters. Hi, Sarah.
No, I said 4 questions.
I know, I get you.
Hello, Sarah. Welcome to the first quarter of the last quarter.
Hi, Sarah.
Do you know how to win the last quarter, Sarah?
You win the last quarter.
Wow. She's got the secret. Hi, Claire.
Hello.
First quarter, Claire. This is the biggest mountain you have to go past, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Well,
You're on the slide
you
down
can't
there.
get to the last quarter.
Well,
if
I
you
don't know if
get
Claire
through the
knows
first quarter.
how to get to the last quarter. How do you win the last quarter, Claire?
I don't know, I'm just winging it.
Oh,
Can we hang up on her? Is that possible?
interesting. All right. Well, here's what's going to happen.
Anybody?
To get through the first quarter, you got to get the first quarter question right. When we ask the question, buzz in with your name. You get it right, you're through to the second quarter. Get it wrong, your opponent goes through.
I think from tomorrow we establish the fact of if you don't know how to win the last quarter, you are deducted half a point.
I just think you're out.
Let's test your buzzers. Sarah,
Sarah.
Claire.
Claire.
Good luck.
Okay.
All right, a ladies match here, ladies match, gentle ladies match.
Okay, Nate, you're up here.
No.
First quarter.
What instrument does Lizzo famously play?
Sarah.
Sarah
Flute.
is
She
correct.
plays the flute.
Sarah, you are through to the second quarter. Goodbye, Claire. Isabella, hello.
Hello.
Hi, Isabella.
Isabella, do you know how to win the last quarter?
By winning the last quarter.
Yes.
Claire didn't know.
Isabella.
Look at her. Where is she?
Very simple
Exactly.
concept. All right, let's test your buzzer,
Carbonate.
Isabella.
Isabella.
It's working.
Okay, second quarter question. Who won the 2023 Brownlow medal? He plays for
Isabella?
Brisbane.
Oh, Isabella,
Patrick Clancy.
Never heard of him.
No.
you're thinking of Patrick Krebs.
Never
But
heard of
Patrick
him.
Clancy is. It sounds
Is he
like
at
he's done a
country
lot.
practice?
Up and comer.
He's done loads. Terrence.
You're thinking of Lockie Neal, I think, Isabella. Sarah, you're through to the third
Shirley.
quarter, just like that. I know, Sarah, you are taking on Shannon from Brabham. Morning, Shannon.
Morning, guys.
Shannon,
Hi,
such
Shan.
a confusing world. Such fast-paced things happening in your life. I don't know if you caught how to win the last quarter or not. Do you know?
Pretty sure you win the last quarter.
Oh, well.
Pretty sure.
Well done. Sure.
Okay, let's
Stick
test your
around,
buzzer, Shannon.
Shannon.
It's working, okay? Third quarter question. What is the name of the dog in The Wizard of Oz?
Shannon.
Shannon?
Toto.
Toto. Shannon.
Toto.
Giant killer. We wave you goodbye, Sarah. Valiant effort, but Shannon is through to the last quarter.
And you know who could stuff it up for all the girls that have championed this game so far is a bloody man.
Typical. A man just swooping in at the end. Hello, Paul.
Hey, how you going,
Nah,
guys?
here
Paul.
he's straight and white.
Oh, how do you win the last quarter, Paul?
You win the last quarter.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Who do you go for, Paul, by the way?
Doggy.
Goes for the doggies.
Oh, they had a big win. All right, Paul, test your buzzer.
Paul.
Lovely. Shannon, test yours again because this is the last quarter. There's a lot riding on it, Shannon.
Shannon.
And Shannon,
both
who do you
working,
go
guys.
for, Shannon?
Frio.
Can we just
There
point
you
out
go.
that Sean only asked for
I know,
the name?
that's why I just covered his bases. Yeah, Sean had a cooking question for you.
Okay,
I was
here
going
it
to say, how do you get rid of this stain?
is. This is the last quarter, everybody. It's Shannon v. Paul.
All right, here we go. In which movie would you hear the line, "Life is like a box of chocolates"?
Paul.
Shannon.
Paul for the win.
Forrest Gump.
Straight gets that. Typical.
Sorry, Shan.
Hey, Paul.
So close.
You've scored 2 premium Bankwest best seats to see the Dockers take on Collingwood this Thursday. Premium seating, food and drinks is all included. Well played.
Nice one, Paul.
Beautiful.
That's the beauty of the last quarter. You just got to win the last
I
quarter.
feel like Paul, given he's a doggy supporter, should donate them to Shannon because she's a Freo supporter. Paul, what are your
You're
thoughts
not
on
going
that?
to, are you, Paul?
No, I live near Freo, so I love the Dockers.
I'd like to demonstrate the fact that you're saying stuff about her being a Freo supporter, you wouldn't have known unless I asked her.
He's not wrong. Well played, everybody. Another great round of the last quarter.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
A story piqued my interest in the news. Now, apparently it happened before Easter, the actual offence, and there's some proceedings before court, but the party, the relevant party has pled not guilty to the offence.
Okay.
But the offence is this. This is why it piqued my interest.
Right.
Assault, bad. We don't condone assault
Absolutely,
if that's
okay.
what so that's what's happened.
Yes.
Assault with a wheel of cheese.
I condone that. I condone that.
Now, you just go, like, was there no grater available? Like
Was it Speedy Gonzales?
So it happened apparently at a IGA in Stirling.
I would have thought a Continental
the
Deli.
interest in the interest in this story is quite high now because we're not talking about craft singles, we're talking about wheel of cheese. This is the next step of money. This is that. Some people never buy a wheel of cheese. I never bought a wheel of cheese.
Can't afford it.
No, but maybe they didn't buy it. Maybe they just picked it up in the shop. I don't know the scenario.
Well, I think the people that are shopping at a wheel of cheese shop, they're shopping in a better place than the places that don't have wheels of cheese.
Wheel of cheese. It's pretty hectic.
It's wheel of cheese. You're paying wheel of cheese prices. You are.
Have you ever been assaulted with food?
Wait, let's go to the assault first. What did he do? Did he just grab it like a pan and smack him over the head with it? Did he roll it
we don't
towards him?
know, and he's pled not guilty. So according to him, he didn't.
Right. I suppose you just look for the head mark in the wheel of cheese.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy to defend yourself against a wheel of cheese, and that's with a CC or possibly a Jats cracker.
Yeah.
That's easy to defend.
Yeah.
I years ago, back in the day when I had a relationship once,
Wow, okay.
Crazy.
How were those dinosaurs roaming
this person
around?
had moved into my place without telling me and did it as a surprise. Like, ta-da!
Oh,
I was
okay.
like, what? Anyway, so then that just happened, and then when shocking relationship things like that happen, and you feel like you have no authorship over the situation, even though you're in it, you just let it happen to you.
Yeah,
we've all been there. So that was going on anyway, and then we're arguing a lot because I didn't want you to live here.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yet it wasn't a thing that we'd bring up. It was this elephant in the room.
So you had no conversations about it?
And then just things were bubbling. And then one day he turns and he grabs a loaf of bread and he throws it at my head, and I went off my brain because I said, "That's the toasty slices!" That could have taken off my head.
They could have toasted you.
Yeah, and it was skimmed my face, the loaf of bread. And it was like a hard loaf.
Like a crusty loaf.
It wasn't a topsy, was it?
It wasn't tip-top white.
It wasn't Wonder White. It wasn't Wonder White. Nelly would have been a pillow at my head.
No. It was, money.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Can be dangerous.
Yeah.
No.
All right, we just want to know,
Large cucumber knife.
No, those are going to handle.
See how I'm looking into your eyes?
I know you are.
Has food been used as a weapon in some way? Louise, hello.
Good morning, guys.
Hi, Louise. Thank you, Louise. Now, we're going to hear some great stories here, everybody, and you can hear some great ideas. But food, it's meant for eating.
What happened, Louise?
Well, I used to work in the city and I used to get off at McIver Station.
Yes.
And there was a lovely local lady that frequented the area. And I don't know whether or not she visited a soup kitchen. And then I don't know whether she didn't like the item or not, but I must have glanced at her at the wrong time.
Yeah.
And it was an open can of the tomato and onion tuna.
Oh,
yeah, cat food.
And she managed to have a really good throw, and she got it about 10 metres or so.
Yeah.
And she hit the back of my my black slacks for work. And it was like that. And then I had to walk into work and go up the glass lift with everybody, smelling like tuna.
And then doesn't people go, "Can you smell fish?"
Louise smells like tuna.
That's not good.
Did you have cats following you around all day?
And I had to obviously, I did. I explained to everyone in the lift what had happened.
Yes.
I didn't want them thinking I felt like that. And and then the girls at work were so good. They're like, "Let's get you some soap. Let's get you some towels and try and clean it off." But I had to stay in those pants all day.
I was going to say, because if they took your pants, what were you doing?
Yes, then you're just running around in your knickers.
No, she can't get up from her desk. That's really interesting, isn't it? And especially when you put in a scenario where you feel like you have to over-explain your situation so people don't get the wrong idea.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's funny.
Don't use tuna as a weapon. That's mean.
Oh, that is mean.
Thanks, Louise. Candace, hello.
Good morning. How are you?
Candace.
What was used as a weapon? Talk to us.
It was a bottle of milk. So back in my checkout operator days, back in the day, these two people, they were just arguing. I can't remember the exact details, but they were arguing over something while they were waiting for their stuff to be scanned through the checkout.
Yeah.
And then the next minute, this guy just opens his 2-litre bottle of milk and pours it all over this lady.
He did
and
it.
We just stood there and we were just like, what just happened? And he just walked off and we're like, what?
Oh, okay. So was the milk a branded, or was it the supermarket brand?
I can't remember. I think it was just a 2-litre plastic bottle of milk, and he just opened it up and just
poured it on her head. Were they
Candace,
together?
Were they strangers? Did they know one another?
They were strangers.
They were strangers.
Perfect strangers.
Yeah, didn't know each other.
And then walked off. So what about the groceries?
And then
All of
just
that was
walked
just
off.
sitting there.
Yeah, he only had a few things. It was the express lane, but yeah. He
Now,
just
what
walked
happened?
off and his
Did
tall
everything
blokey.
turn into slow motion and she flicked her hair back and it became all sexy, or was she shocked?
Was she lactose intolerant? There's a lot to ask.
Was she shocked? What was her reaction?
Yeah, not sure. But she just stood there like, what just happened? And we were all just in shock. And everyone just was like, what? And then, yeah, we got her paper towels and cleaned her up. But
Luckily, at the time, Sean, she was buying a big packet of Weet-Bix. So breakfast was done.
Yeah, just mopped her up.
Thanks, Candice. Adam's in Caversham. Hello.
G'day, guys. How are you?
Hi, Adam. What happened?
All right, so it's going back probably about 10 or so years ago. Me and my wife just moved into our brand new house. Anyway, we had some leftover hamburgers from the night before.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, look, I'll just go have a shower. And I said, what are we going to have for dinner? She goes, like, I'll just knock the burgers together. I said, yeah, no dramas. I said, look, put a bit of salad in and make them a little bit fancy.
Oh, you need the deluxe, are we?
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, I wanted full gourmet, no mucking around.
I'm picking up.
And she said, yeah, no worries, all good. So anyway, I got out the shower and she serves me the burger. So I sat down at the table and it's just the bun, the patty, a bit of cheese and just a squirt of sauce.
Yes.
Yeah. So I looked at her and I was like, what is this? I'm not a child.
I'm not a child.
Did the sauce make a smiley face?
Yeah, it was just, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, where's the salad? Where's the tomatoes? She never said salad or tomatoes. And
You clearly asked for deluxe. I heard it.
I did ask for a deluxe gourmet burger, and we just went back and forth with this argument. Anyway, the sort of our kitchen sort of runs like sort of in line with our dining table. Next, this burger just goes whizzing past my head, and I'm just like, "You are not serious." I just turn around, and she's just like standing there with this like real angry look on her face, looking at me. I look behind me. And there is just sauce and crap all over the brand new sign.
Can I tell you, though, guys, this is history. This is the first known case of a smashed patty. And then it became a thing, Sean. The smashed patty was a girl slamming her husband's head into the patty.
It's beautiful. It's a beautifully romantic moment.
So you, were attacked. We can say it, attacked.
Yeah.
Do you bring this up often with her? Because she is your attacker.
She is, yeah. We always bring it up all the time. We tell everybody that. Because the dog was so scared. Like, he must have realised that he's done something wrong. He didn't even eat it off the floor.
That's how scared he was. Oh, amazing. Thanks, Adam. Great stories, everybody. Great stories. Yeah.
I'm not a child.
That is great.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
We're joined in the studio by, look at this, an old familiar face.
Harry Fitzgerald.
And so far it's been great to be back.
Harry, firstly, I just want to say, you were succeeded by bloody Sam here, and Sam has been doing a bang-up job.
We were talking about Nemesis, early in the show.
Yeah.
I feel like my Nemesis has come back.
You've had a busy morning. I think that you wanted to get something from the Aldi snack stand.
Yeah, I might duck out. I've got some emails to send.
Harry,
back on the panels.
Yeah. But you're sort of being punished because right now it's there's things called prime time here in radio, and prime time is between 7:30 and 8:30, and we're at currently nearly 7 minutes to 9, and we found out that where were you before during prime time? Where were you?
Do I have to mention it?
Over Triple M at Katie Lamb?
Radio
Triple M. Triple M. Listen to the podcast. No, kidding. No.
Katie Xavier doing a great job.
Yeah.
So why are you spreading yourself around like a floozy, Harry? Why are you doing that?
Yeah. We just work here.
Yeah, I know I used to work here, but now doing some work for Kick It Forward over in Melbourne, but back in Perth for Amazon.
This is amazing. The thing about let's talk about Kick It Forward first, right? Because this is what brought you here. Now, the Kick It Forward is a it's a comedic podcast.
Yeah, you're on the button as well.
It's you and Josh and
Giorgio,
and it started here in Perth, and then we saw it grow, and it grew so quickly like a spot fire.
Yeah.
It's out of control. And now to the point where you are over in Melbourne, and the things that you get...
This is your full-time job now,
The things that you get, because you're questioning whether this is the right move or not, the things that you get surpass anything as Nova and Network can get as interviews and opportunities. Sean, am I right?
Absolutely. Well, one example is hanging out with Christian Petrarca. When the Melbourne Grand Prix was taking place, Sam, our digital content manager, he was
Christian Petrarca.
furious.
It was just a casual game of golf with Christian. That's all.
We've never been offered a casual game of golf with Christian.
You've been to the Brownlow a couple of times now. You flew over to the Philadelphia Eagles a couple of seasons ago.
And then the merch. He respectively chose merch. They said, take whatever you want. He took one hat. One shirt. It's like, oh, you idiot.
Sorry.
We're telling your
No
story. What
present.
are you? So who are these people that you've met, Harry? What's the big things that you've been doing lately?
Oh, it's been busy. I feel like I've actually been back in Perth 3 times since I moved over, and I've only been over there for 3 months. And then
And you popped in here once, and I'll keep going.
Twice. This is his second time.
But no, I'm living in the right in the action in Richmond, about a K from the MCG. I can't say who it is, but I will tell you. I'm living across the road from a very famous footballer.
Can you mail it to me? I wouldn't know.
He plays for Hawthorn at the moment.
Yeah, he does.
Oh,
So he's
got no idea.
So he's knocked on the door one night. I'm just sitting there watching telly. Yeah, and I'm going in my head. I'm going, holy!
How did he?
That's
find it?
you. And
Yes.
he's going, oh, you got a drill?
He wanted to borrow tools.
So did he know? Did he know you were Harry from Kicker Forward?
No.
No, so he
Did
just
he
randomly
recognise
knocking-
you?
No,
As
no.
Harry Fitzgerald, international beer
No,
drinker?
I don't. Sure, no,
I'm
no,
sorry.
surely not.
I'm
Surely
sorry. I'm sorry. Is this a football thing, Sean? Why don't you always go and buy your own drill? Why are you all knocking on... I thought knocking on neighbours' doors one thing, right? But this guy seems to be knocking on strangers' doors asking for drills.
They're not strangers anymore.
Well, I did in fact bring my drill over to Melbourne for no good reason.
So you had one?
Yeah, I did have one. Yeah, I did. I
got a
brought
drill.
my toolbox. He brought it back with a bottle of red. Very
Nice.
kind man.
Classy.
But then I googled the value of the bottle.
How much was that? $14.
$9.
No.
Cooking one for the bolognese
I
sauce.
did. I threw it in a spag bog a couple
But
of
you
weeks
know the
ago.
thing is,
I
you know the
did,
thing is, Harry, that bottle of wine, that came from 2 doors up where he was knocking on the door going, do you have a bottle of wine?
So, Harry, I've been to the football with you last year. We went to the prelim final together.
We did.
The number of people, young men particularly, that recognise you. Now, you are tall, so you
From
do
Grindr?
stand out in a crowd. But the number of people who yell out, Harry or Keith, which is your alter ego on your Kick It Forward, Instagram skits and stuff that you do, the content you produce, it is blinding how popular you've gone so quickly. You're recognised everywhere.
Yeah, the engagement's pretty high, especially in Melbourne. I think over 50% of our audience has always been in Melbourne, so I think the move made sense. And also, we've got the tour coming up, which will be
Perth don't know comedy is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh,
He did say that. That was supposed to be off air.
I did,
no?
yeah, I messaged you that secretly.
Yeah, I didn't say secret. You said tell everyone.
Yeah.
So you're bringing Kick It Forward, the arena tour, to...
the global tour, I'm calling it, because we're in London too.
Oh, that's a
Stop
stitch
it.
up. I
You
can see
are
that.
tax deducting a holiday,
What are we
aren't
doing?
you?
Well, I've got a wedding in Greece, so I thought we may as well throw a show in London at a 10-person venue.
Okay,
before.
but honestly, the show in London, right?
Yeah.
Have you sold tickets?
Yeah.
How many people?
We've sold. Oh, it's just a small venue. We've sold out.
Talk to me. What's the number of people?
150.
Oh, yeah,
That is not a small number of people
we've
that are living in
increased
another
it,
country
though.
coming to see your podcast that you started probably a few years
So
ago.
when you
Harry.
come
It's
here,
huge.
where are you playing here?
Rechabite.
Okay, so doing the Rechabite, and that's in July, yeah? July
25.
Yep.
Yes.
Hey,
You can either see Nikki Glazer at the arena or you can see you.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The clash.
Harry, what were tickets?
Tickets?
Because my friend's bought a heap of tickets and he sent them to me straight away once you'd released the fact that you were touring. And I thought they were like $85. Or was that a total?
No. They
He's
can't-
ripping you off.
No. I feel sick even asking for $1 from some people, but we'll try and give some value in the show.
Yeah.
I think they were like 40.
And you get a show
45.
back.
Okay.
Yeah,
45.
that's right.
So you're here because of Amazon.
Well, big news, guys, today. Amazon Australia have announced Prime free same-day delivery.
Hey, dude, I'm all over it.
Yeah, I bet you are.
Morris
Free
needs to
same
do this.
delivery for members and
Yeah,
most of
Harry,
Perth.
you as a spokesmodel is something I did not have on my bingo
But I have
card.
to say, Harry, this
Neither
is
did
true.
I.
It is true. You should pay. People go, I'm not paying that as a membership thing because I'm not going to use as much.
No.
But then when you do get it, you realise that the shipping is a lot of the decision of why you don't pay for something. And being able to get same-day delivery is unbelievable. It's like magic, especially here in Perth. It was so isolated.
That's Harry playing that applause.
You
by the
think
way.
there is a factory here in Perth somewhere? There's a warehouse here somewhere in
Yeah,
Perth that
a
they knew this
distribution
random
centre.
thing. I'd want it, and they've got it here in Perth.
Nathan,
Yeah, it's
order
amazing.
before midday.
Dude, I know.
Receive it by 10 p.m.
Literally.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yep.
How's
Yeah,
it even
no.
possible?
Yeah.
No, it's amazing. It's amazing.
And I know too because I have my house is all set up smart, and I've got Alexa and various times. I've got 4 different ones. So I've got Alexa, she works for me, and then you can change the name to 4 different names. I've got Echo, I've got computer.
Get a whole.
Are these your friends?
They're my stuff. Because sometimes you ask Echo to do something and she will not.
She doesn't
play.
want to do it.
Oh, they had
And
to
then,
have me off,
then I'll have to go to computer, and then computer will do it for me. And then if none of them do it, then Siri's there waiting, and Siri's just always
That's lovely.
she brings it up. But I really stray from the Amazon staff Liverpool
Series
AI
of
staff
pick-me
pool.
You don't need to. You got 4.
Yeah, it's like Mad Men, Sean, to call this. And I got one English guy that works for me because I felt too misogynistic.
Jeeves.
Yeah, he's on 1 kilometre to your destination.
Guys, we did a video. We filmed it a couple of weeks ago in Perth, a launch video for the same day service, and they were great. They provided a little bit of a production budget.
How much?
Yeah.
Thousands?
Few thousand.
Yeah.
So we've gone. We've hired the first person we hired was Nicolas Cage's cinematographer.
Oh yeah.
Which is my brother.
Yes.
Yeah. He does some great work.
Brother.
Yeah.
But we're in this meeting with the great crew at Amazon, of course, and
What about the caterer?
I've gone-
Kath Fitzgerald, your mum.
there was definitely no catering. But I've gone, I think we need to make this big and grand. I think we need a helicopter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same day
I
delivery?
said, we need a helicopter. And it was shut down so quickly.
Why?
Why?
I don't know. I thought that would have been cool to just jump in it. I think they just could see straight.
Like the helicopter's the thing that delivers the package. How do you get the helicopter to deliver
Well,
the
that
helicopter?
was the main confusion. They said, no, the helicopters do not deliver the packages.
Oh, what?
So you're not allowed to have a
That'll
helicopter.
confuse people, right?
Yeah, I know. I was pretty flat. I thought we could have. I mean, the video's out now and kick it forward, but you might need a helicopter.
You might need a
You'll notice.
helicopter.
Harry,
We
so
get your
this is a
helicopter,
new
Harry.
world of celebrity. It's a new world of podcasting and content. And people are going, what's the legs on this? What is your plan to keep the business going? Because it is a business, and because it seems to be on a very flippant sort of thing where you can be hot for a minute and then you can't be, but you seem to be growing a growing audience. What's your secret to that?
I think the way forward is to just get the podcast.
Way to kick it forward.
Yeah,
Way to kick it
yes,
forward.
of course, thank you. Oh my God, I'm brand. You guys are good.
I know.
It's to just get the podcast stable. You know?
Yes.
Keep
So that's your
growing
bread and
that.
butter that people know that they can rely on.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, and it can maybe put food on the table.
Yes. Yep.
Eventually, because I think so far moving to Melbourne, bleeding a little bit of money, but that's mainly
That's
because
because you're
of
having red carpets and stuff being Harry Fitzgerald.
But world domination is obviously is on the cards if you're touring to London.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Amy just found you up, by the way.
And how are you not doing it? You got to do a little show in Greece.
In Greece, yeah. It takes
Well, yeah. To make sure the tax office is happy about the
100%.
wedding, we'll record a podcast from Greece.
Yes,
which is
great.
from the wedding venue, I think.
No, go
That'd be handy.
to one of those cafes over there, and then they give the bill. Say, why isn't it more? And demand to pay more. $360 for a shrimp cocktail. One of those places.
Can you deduct that?
Right, mate.
Yeah,
I don't
you
know.
can.
I
You
don't know
can.
I don't know the world you live in with your $1,000 productions.
Well, I need a good accountant.
Exactly. Well, Harry, good luck with everything.
Oh,
and
mate.
As an official Amazon spokesperson, I think you've
Absolutely, Harry.
over-delivered.
It's
Same
very
day
good.
over-delivered.
It's good to be back, guys. It's good to be back. Shall we?
Briefly.
Hang on, I actually need to do some work now, and
Yeah.
So does
because
Lisa.
I think we'll go to news. Oh no,
No,
we're going to go to
yeah.
ads. Actually, before I
just
go,
play Kingdom on the chickens.
before I go, now that I've worked for you guys this year, can I come to the end of year Christmas
Yes,
party?
yeah, you're on the
100%.
boat trip.
You're on.
He's on.
That's what I've
It's
been worried
official.
about. Yes.
Yeah,
thank
you've
you.
nailed it.
Thank you.
You've nailed it, Ed.
And you know what, Hallie?
Don't worry.
Hallie, and you can come via helicopter too.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you.
Great work, Harry Fitzgerald.
Kick it
From
forward, everybody.
Forward.
Kick
See you
Thank
guys
very
soon.
much.
Cheers.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Tomorrow on the show, Jacinta Franklin will join us. Our docker, Geordie Clark.
And Caitlin Bassett as well.
Harry's
Just been over to the Aldi snack bar.
Sugar nuts.
Harry's sugar nuts.
Yeah, so
what do you call
Harry just listened to our lineup tomorrow. He goes, "Oh, how cute." How cute. Look at them trying. He
Well,
said.
we're talking to Jacinta. They're going one-on-one with Buddy.
Okay, you
We
could,
do.
you could get Buddy, couldn't you?
Yeah. Easily.
You just wouldn't want to.
Easily.
Why would you?
You know, watch your step, because like we're really proud of you until a point, and then we'll start sabotaging.
Oh, I appreciate
and we are right
the
on the precipice.
Oscar Piastri, have you spoken to him?
We actually have.
Just won the Miami Grand Prix.
We actually have. But a couple years ago, before he went back.
Yeah. Whatever. Hello, Ross.
Hello, good to have Harry back in the
Hi,
house.
Ross.
It's the usual rule, what people are very successful as soon as they leave.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ross, how'd you go on the buttons for the past few weeks?
Yeah, it's complex.
It's pretty easy.
Did
No,
you?
but when you do all of them up in his shirt, you're going to look good.
That's true.
Don't worry about it, mate.
I was thinking the
Hey,
same.
Ross, did you get a note on your car today? What's
Yes,
that about?
Harry, listen to this. So I like to write notes on people's car when it's an unjust car bay.
Yeah.
You know, when they
Infringement.
They're parking somewhere where they're clearly not allowed
And then he
to.
poos on their bonnet.
Yeah. in front of a fire hydrant, and it says no
You should hose
parking.
it down afterwards.
I left a note saying, like, is this a post-it note saying, like, next time you will be fine. I got one today. Somebody left. Now, this is a printed one.
Oh.
And I had 2 of them on my car bay. Now, in my defence, it wasn't like, it didn't say no parking. It was the same place I usually park at, Lord's Gym. But this bays, they cone off some of the bays because that's a business. But this wasn't coned off. So I thought, it's 50-50.
Okay,
Please note, this car park is a property of insert business and is for authorised vehicles only. This area is under 24-hour video surveillance. Your license plate has been recorded, and the ranger will now attend to issue fines to those vehicles parked illegally.
Do you reckon it's that girl that walks around with the Canon Pixar under her arm?
The Canon Pixar?
Yeah, it's a printer.
Oh, yeah, well, because it's printed. Well, maybe, it could be, but to be honest, like, I haven't been on the other side of this. It's,
Well, you're a snitch.
It's confronting.
So, you get notes back.
Yeah.
It's bitter. It's bitter on the other side.
If
Maybe.
you're writing a note, it's not like, hi, can I get your Anzac biscuit recipe? It's like, you've done something wrong and I'm going to get you.
But also, it's not as personal as a handwritten one, so I feel okay about that.
If I'm going to leave a note on my car, I want to be handwritten, because I want to see if they've got nice penmanship. So if they've got nice penmanship, I'll be more so, I'll follow their request.
Yeah, and it shows their passion for it. Hey, Harry, have you still got the Workday announcer in you?
Yeah.
Right, here we go. Here we go.
I think so. I'm not up to date with all the cool songs.
All right, you
hang on.
got 8 seconds.
Before you left.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.